Welcome back to our channel. I'm back with another front-end interview challenge. Okay. The problem is domain operation simulator. So we should write a function to process domain operations represented in a matrix. The function will take an input argument, which is a matrix of strings. Each row in a matrix denotes an operation. All rows are to be executed sequentially. Each operation row has a max 3 string elements. That is operation, domain, and IP, respectively. For example, if the input is like this, the output should be like this. Let me explain why. The put operation or command add entries to a domain IP map. Okay, and get operation return the IP if any matching entry available in the map, domain IP map, or 404. And the count operation check how many domains matched, that is exact match, or ended with the queried domain, that is subdomains. Okay. Now, if you take the first three entries, here it is put operation. Okay. This put operation will create or will do entries into map with key as a domain and then value is IP address. Okay. That is for first three entries in the array. And next operation in the matrix is get. This checks for match in the map using this domain. If any match available, then it simply returns the IP address. In this case, get and then sample.com, but there is no entry for sample.com domain. So simply returns 404. And then second get operation, we have a match. If you see here, match. So it returns this IP address that is there. And the count operation, it checks for matches for this domain. We have a 2 matches. So we got the count 2. And the second count operation, .com. But there is no exact match, but there are domains ending with .com. So we got 3 count here. So that is the reason we got the 3. So for this, we should design program or function to return the output in this format for get and then count. For put, it simply add or update domain IP map. Okay. Let's start with function. For this, let's name that process domain operations. Okay. Function process domain operations, which takes one argument, or it's operations matrix. Operations matrix. Okay. Now inside this, create an empty object to store domain to IP mappings. Okay. For that, let's use let map equals to an empty map. Okay. This is an empty object. This is to store domain to IP mappings. Now, next thing is create an empty array to store results from get and count operations. As I said earlier, put is simply updating map, and then get and count is getting results for the matching IP, matching domains, right? For that, let's take another array. Results equals to an empty array to store results from get and count operations. After that, loop through each operation array, destructuring into operation, domain, and IP. Okay, for that, for let operation, domain, and then IP. of operations matrix. Okay, so inside loop, what we have to do is first check for put operation. If we encounter any array or array element with put operation, we should simply store domain IP mapping. Okay, for that, check for if op equals to put. If op equals to put and domain is there, okay, domain is available and IP address is present, then in that case we should simply update or add entry to map. Okay, map, as I said, domain is the key and then value is IP address. Okay, this is for put operation. Okay, else if the operation is not equal to put, then what we have to do is else if check if the operation equals to get. If it's equals to get and domain is available, okay, domain is available, as I said, right, we should look for that matching IP address inside this map. Okay, what we have to do is we should simply first get the IP address and then if any available matches or 404, and then we simply add that result to results array. Okay, for that what I'm doing is res. Okay, let me make it results. SQL results dot push. Okay, and then map of domain. This will get IP address if at all any match available inside map. Otherwise, simply return 404. Okay, that is for get operation. Else if operation equals to count, what we have to do is we should count the number of domains matching with this domain passed inside count operation. Okay, for that what we have to do is we should simply filter all stored domains to find matches. So we already stored domains inside map. For that, use filter operation and then get the count. Okay, let count equals to object dot get keys for map object. Why? Because inside map all keys are domains, right? All domains are keys only. Okay, and then use the matching count. Okay, here let's say d, and then d equals to domain, or this is exact match. This condition is for exact match. If any exact match, or what I have to do is d dot ends with, okay, d dot ends with dot plus domain. This is for subdomain. Okay, this is for subdomain. And then at the end, what we have to do is we should simply get the length of it. Length, okay, length, length. So once we get the length, we should simply push this count value into the results array. Okay, for that results dot push. Before pushing, just convert this count into string value. Okay, dot to string. Now let's return the results array. in which we saved all results of get and count operations. Okay, for that, let's return results array. Okay, now let's run the program using this input and then see what will be the output. Okay, for that, what I do is const operations 1 equals to. So as I said, the input is a matrix, right? Array of arrays. So we said simply, okay. Okay, this is the input. Now let's run and then see what is the output. Okay. Okay, for that, let's call this method. And then pass. Run it. Okay, we got error. The error is Bonet 49, right? 49. Okay, should add comma. It should have a array elements, right? Let's separate with comma. Now we are good. Let's run again. Okay. Console.log. We should print the output to console. Console. See, if you see here, we got the exact output. This one. Let's change the values in the matrix and then see whether our function is working as expected or not. Okay, for that, what I do is I just simply add one more. This is the get function and then add one more put. So put is like instead of jobs, let's say sites. Okay. Now let's run it. Now what we should get is for get we should get the IP address for both. Okay, let me change this. Instead of apple.com, let me put this. So this IP address we should get, and then this IP address for get, and then 404. After that, the count also should increase to 4. Let's run this. Okay. What is the issue here? Okay, again, comma separation. We added comma here. We added comma here. Let's run again. See if you see here. For this get, it return the IP address matching to this. Okay, if you see 10, 20, 50, 10, 20, 30, 50. And then for this, it's 404. For this domain, it's again the IP address. And the count for matching with Apple is 3. Why? Because we have a apple.com, jobs, sites, and then Apple. And for this second count, it should be 4. Why? Because we have a subdomains matching 4. Okay. That's all about this front-end interview challenge. If you like the video, please do like, share, and subscribe for more videos. Thank you for watching.